you're struggling with the Liturgy hours and learning it, this video may be for you. I'm using a specific system where I'm taking colored ribbons for each of the different times for prayer to help guide me through, because I'm finding the standard ribbons that come with it just aren't working for me. So obviously I've got my trusty St. Joseph guide and this book that I found online. And I'm also going to link to one of the video series that was very, very helpful for me. Now I use these flags for each section, but that wasn't enough. So I've developed a system with using colored ribbons for each of the different times of prayer so that it's easy for me to spot where I need to go, and it just works better for those of us who are kind of color coding people. Obviously prayer cards work also for standard prayers, but I'm very excited to show you what I'm doing with colored ribbons for my studies in the Liturgy of the Hours. All you're going to really need to do this system is some standard clear tape, some colored ribbons. I went to Michael's because they have a teacher's discount, your trusty St. Joseph guide, obviously your Liturgy of the Hours book. I like to have prayer cards with the specific prayers, and then your ribbons. These are the ribbons I'm using for the Office of Readings, and so that way each of the different sections for that hour, I've got a different ribbon. Sometimes I'll use all the ribbons, other times I won't. I had flagged the different sections, but I wasn't finding that. It helps me find certain things as I'm setting up each hour, but as far as praying the hours, it just wasn't doing it for me. And so that's why I finally thought of the idea to come up with some prayer ribbons that are color-coded for each hour. That way I could train my mind. And for those of you who are like highlighter people when you study, this may be an idea for you. Although, as a teacher, I always recommend to my students that you write out what you're trying to learn versus just highlighting. But if you're a color person and you like to write in different color pens, or even if highlighting works for you, this system may be effective, because it's easy then to go, oh, now I'm on the Office of Readings. I go to my purple ribbons, I set it up, and you don't have other ribbons that come with the standard situation, and you're trying to figure out where to go, and not all those will be there for you. So I hope my system works. I'm going to go through and show you now how I use the color ribbon system to pray my Liturgy of the Hours each day. Okay, I've got it all set up, so let me flip through and show you how I used my ribbons for the Office of Readings for today. For me, it makes it so much easier. So now I've got all my sections marked off. So I've got the Office of the Readings, the first reading. I've got the invitatory section labeled. Since I'm still a newbie, I've got my ordinary marked, but I've also got the ribbon with the Today marked. Right, I've got my trusty beautiful prayer card, but I wanted to just, use the system as I'm setting it up. I've got the Office of Reading section labeled. Today is the memorial for St. Francis of Assisi, so I've got that section labeled. Leads us to this section for religious. So I just found this much easier than using the standard ribbons that come with it, because in my brain, it's like, okay, we're on the Office of Readings, it's purple. So then I'll show you how I set it up for the other hours in another video. But I just wanted to stop as I'm making my ribbons for the new hours to just kind of show you an introduction on how I'm setting up my Liturgy of the Hours books. And they're so easy to put some bookmarks back here on the spine. You just open up it's just so easy to slip in your bookmarks, your homemade bookmarks in here. And now I'm going to go through each of the hours and color code them. And then that way, the page flipping, I was joking with my friends, I'm spending more time figuring this out than I'm actually praying it. And I'm just pumped now. I've got all this bling of the different colored ribbons, but I've also got now a systematic color-coded way that works with my thinking style, so that way I can focus on the prayer time at hand and not be so confused on what to do next. Now, obviously, I'm not going to pray those in order, but at least I have the pages marked, and then I can use the rubrics from the ordinary to follow along and quickly find my pages. The reason why I marked the Holy Men Religious on page 872 is because it told me to do that. So I just want to make that clear. So that's why I've got that here. So anyway, I just love this system. Okay, I took 6 pieces of ribbon to make my Liturgy of the Hours Office of Reading section. And I just took one piece of tape on the bottom, I put one piece of tape over the top, and then I trimmed it up. And it was funny, the guess was just perfect. I hadn't pulled this other standard ribbon out, but it actually it's pretty much the same size. Mine may be a little bit longer, but so be it. And I like it that way. So I hope this first video is helpful, and then as I go through and make each one with my different color ribbons, then I'll go ahead and do little update videos.